Hello everyone, I'm Sree Karuna, the founder of Chandamama Katha. That is one of my most favorite bridge. I think it's called the Golden Gate Bridge. I haven't been there, but whenever I see the visual of this, I'm mesmerized. Someday I'll go there. And what do bridges do? They connect one place to another. And if we see it metaphorically, bridges can connect hearts that were once close and now, due to some small misunderstanding, conflict, they have gone away from each other. And bridges have to be built across hearts. So, the tale I chose today to share with you all is just that. It is called Old Joe and the Carpenter. This is an Appalachian tale of building bridges. It is written by Pleasant L. D. Spain in the year 1998, spring. It was written for a textbook. Once upon a time, there lived two friends. They were actually neighbors, Old Joe and his neighbor. And they grew up together since their childhood. They built houses, they had their farms next to each other. And now, in this whole world, they just had each other. Their wives passed away, and gravestones were laid on them. Children settled far off, and they missed their children. So, as they were good friends, they shared meals and they shared their free time also together. Many a time, their favorite pastime, what do you think was it? Can you guess? Where there is countryside, there is supposed to be some water body. And when there is water body, what do old men do? They love to fish. They used to pass their time fishing, sharing childhood memories, and they were very, very happy until one day. A stray calf, it just came into their farm, and they both did not need the stray calf, but old Joe's neighbor claimed that the calf was his because it walked into his garden. Old Joe could have let go, but Old Joe said, no, no, it has exactly the same mark as my cow, which wandered off long back from the herd. You can't say the scarf is yours. It is mine, said Old Joe. Oh, come on, said his neighbor. You can't argue like that. It just came into my farm. It is mine. And they argued, and finally, Old Joe's neighbor, he kept the calf, and Old Joe was very, very disgruntled. He couldn't take it. And he stopped talking to his neighbor. So the good friends now became, should I say enemies? No. They were just indifferent to each other. They were not acknowledging each other's presence. They just stopped talking. And then what happened? Old Joe's neighbor, he did something. There was a pond near their farm, and he dug a burrow, and all the water gushed into the burrow. And the two farms, the two houses, which were just separated by a fence, now it had a creek in between them. The creek was flowing in between the two houses, and old Joe got very, very upset. One day he was sitting at his home, and just then he heard a knock on his door. He was wondering who could come at this time. I'm not expecting any visitor. Then he opened the door, and it was a young girl. She was a carpenter. She was in her overalls, and she had all the carpenter tools. And she said, Sir, I'm new to this town, and I'm looking for work. Can you please give me some work? Old Joe ushered her in, made her sit in the kitchen, gave some warm stew which was there on the stove, and he gave fresh bread with fresh farm butter. And once she ate all that, he remembered something. He said, "Look, that neighbor of mine has dug a furrow, and now the water has gushed in, and there is a creek in between our both houses. I want you to build a wooden wall so high. I have lots of wood lumber, and you have to build it so high that I won't see the face of that person. I won't see his house." And saying so, the young girl, the carpenter, said, "You be rest assured, I have the finest tools with me, and if you're giving me the lumber, the wood, I will make it." And old Joe, he had some errands in the town. He had to get some supplies. He said, "You get to work, and I'll take my supplies and come back." That young girl, that carpenter, set to work. She was a hard-working girl. She cut the wood, she laid them together, and she started building. Do you think she built a wall, a wooden wall, next to the creek? If you think so, you're mistaken. What she built was this, this beautiful wooden bridge across the creek. And old Joe, when he returned in the evening, he just gaped at the bridge. He had asked to build a wall, and he was surprised to see the bridge. And just then, when he was just recovering from his shock, what did he see? He saw his neighbor walking across the creek on the wooden bridge with open arms. And then, seeing that open arms, old Joe also walked ahead, and both of them, they hugged each other on the bridge. What a wonderful sight, isn't it? They were so happy after such a long time. After a few months, they were hugging each other, and they forgot all their silly fight, and they were very, very happy. Then old Joe went and looked for the carpenter. The young girl was putting all her tools back in her toolkit. He said, "We have a lot of work here. Why don't you stay back? We have so much work on both our farms. You did such a good job. Thank you so much." She said, "No, sir. I have more bridges to build. I have more bridges to build." Saying so, she went away. And old Joe and his neighbor looked at her with so much of gratitude. That is the end of this cute little story. So next time you have a small fight with someone, your friend, your sister, your brother, your neighbor, don't wait for some carpenter girl to come and build a bridge to cross. Just go, open your arms and say, "I'm sorry." And the bridge is, and give your sweetest smile, and the bridge is automatically built. Aren't bridges so beautiful? Uniting people? I hope you liked my story, and thank you.